we'll get into it, shall we? I've got with me a pair of light hand weights, which we're just going to use for one of the exercises. Again, they're not completely essential. So we'll see how we go with that. If you don't have them, don't worry, and I'll sort of give you a couple of other options. And I have also got a TheraBand, but I'm actually just looking and seeing whether I've actually, I don't think I actually need that today, looking at what I've planned, so that's all good. But we're just going to start off really quickly with a warm up, and we're just going to start in the seat. So we're going to warm up our whole body, but we're just going to start first of all with our necks. So we're just going to take one ear down towards the other shoulder and just stretch through this side of the neck and hold it there for a few seconds. There we go. And then we're going to take the other one across. I'm just checking on muting. Have you muted everyone? Do you want to just mute everyone, Luminati, if you can?
I thought I was rude doing that.
No, not at all. Just because it
mute
just
all current new participants.
Yeah, it's not rude at all. It just means that, you know, because I know.
I'm just silly. Yeah.
But
no,
I'll except for me, I'll unmute me because you need to hear me. Yeah, people get phone calls, the dog comes in, and that means you can carry on with your life, and that's not a problem at all. Okay, now we're going to do a funny little neck stretch. It's a bit ugly, but it's really good. So just pull your chin backwards as far as you can, as if your head's on rails, and just hold it here for a few seconds. Double chins are very in this season. That's it. And then just let it relax and do it one more time. Pull your chin in, chin back as far as you can. You'll feel this just in the back of your neck and upper back. That's it. And now we're just going to look up as high as we can to the ceiling. And down to the chest. Tuck your chin right to your chest. And then looking straight on again. Now we're going to turn to look as far as we can over one shoulder, but just turning the head, not the shoulders at this point. And then looking over the other shoulder too. So I should just quickly also mention that you guys should have a drink of water as cold as possible, just to help to keep your temperature low while we're exercising. It's going to get warm, and that's the best way for you guys to keep nice and cool. So let's just start really gently with a bit of wrist mobility. So we're going to go round and round in a few circles with our wrists. And then change direction. And then we're going to do the same with our ankles. Change direction. Lovely, about 10 each way. So coming in, just getting that mobility going. And change direction. And then we're going to turn to look over our shoulder, but using our whole upper body this time. So keep your knees and hips facing forward, but turn with your shoulders to look over one shoulder, just to loosen up through the lower back. And the opposite way. And then we're going to start moving those shoulders a little bit. So we can stay in the chair for this, or this might be a good time to stand up if you just want a little bit more room. So we're just lifting our shoulders and just checking how I'm still fitting into screen. I'm just going to pop this up a little bit. So shoulders just coming up and back and down, just nice big shoulder rolls. And as you get to the back, just squeeze those shoulder blades together. And then we're going to make those circles a bit bigger. We're going to go for some big circles with the arms, trying to open up through the chest. So at the back, squeeze those shoulder blades together. and just open up through the chest. And then a couple in the opposite direction. This time as your arms come forward, trying to part your shoulder blades. And then back again. Oh, lovely. We should be starting to feel nice and warm there through the arms and through the shoulders. I've just got one more shoulder exercise to warm us up. We're going to just take our hand weights, but you actually don't need to have weights for this. And we're just going to sit our elbows on our ribs here. And we're going to open our hands wide while our elbows stay sitting on our ribs. So shoulders down away from the ears, light tension between the shoulder blades, and we're just externally rotating, taking those weights wide apart and then bringing them back to just in front of us. Just a couple more times, you should feel a little bit of a squeeze in the back of the shoulders. 2 more, and then we're going to start warming up our legs. 1 more. Excellent. Okay, so let's start getting our legs on the move a little bit. If you would like to have a chair next to you for balance, then that's probably not a bad idea at all. But if you're feeling great, we're just going to start lifting our knees nice and high. If you want to bring those arms into the picture too, that's cool. Nice and high. Just going for the height first rather than any kind of speed. A couple more of these, and then we're going to kick up towards our bottoms. So we're going, if you want the chair in front of you, be my guest. So we're just kicking up towards our bottoms here. Just taking your time, not lifting your knee. It's just your heel trying to snap up towards your bottom. Lovely. All right, now we're going to open up through our hip. I'm just going to very slightly change my screen position again, sorry. And we're going to, there we go, just trying to see if I can put myself in full screen so I can see how well you can see me, but I can't. So we're just going to lift one knee high. I'm going to take it behind us in a big circle and then come on down. So lift it up, take it behind us in a big circle, and then back to the floor. You're going to hopefully feel this just on the side of your hip or your bottom, just starting to warm up there, and maybe a bit of a stretch through that inner thigh as well. Big circles, that's it. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to sweep through our hamstrings. So popping one foot in front of you with the heel on the floor and the toes up, we're just going to tickle down the front of our legs towards our toes and then stand up again. So we feel a stretch through the back of the straight leg. So just sweeping down the front of your leg and then standing up. Toes pull up towards you in that front leg. One more on each leg. And then we're just going to stretch out through our trunks a little bit. So we're going to reach up and over, just starting to open up through one side of our body. Reach up and over. One more on each side. And then we're just going to move our hips in circles. So like when we were a kid and we used to hula hoop, we're just going to push our hip out to the side, drive our pelvis forward, out to the other side, then behind, like a slow motion hula hoop. I'm just kidding, I could never hula hoop. They all fell down. That's it. So just your hips, making that circle. And then have a think about which direction you're moving in, because we're going to change it around. So just turning to go around in the opposite direction. Lovely. All right, guys, hopefully we're feeling nice and warm through all the joints and muscles, and we can start to get into our main exercises. So similarly to what we did on Wednesday, I have popped together pairs of exercises, and we're going to work at 30-second intervals with 30 seconds rest. So in those 30 seconds, we're looking to work to an 8 out of 10, get a little bit puffed, start to feel really quite warm, and then take full advantage of the rest periods, bring your heart rate down a little bit, and just get ready for the next round. So I'm going to be setting a stopwatch for these exercises, and I'll show you what the first two are. So this one is not at all tricky, but you've just got to get the posture right. We're going to be doing a row, which is an exercise for our upper back. We're going to be standing. I'll show you the seated option as well. We're going to tilt over at the hips so that we're at roughly a 45-degree angle to the floor, switching on through those bottom muscles to support our backs. Then we hold our weights down here, and then we pull our elbows high and narrow to squeeze our shoulder blades together. So I'll just show you that from the front as well. We're pulling our elbows high and narrow. All that's moving is our arms. We don't stand up at all until we finished our 30 seconds. We're trying to squeeze those shoulder blades together like you're cracking a walnut between them. If you need to be in a chair today, you can do the same thing. You can tilt forward and pull your elbows high and narrow to squeeze your upper back. The second exercise is just going to be some high knees at whatever intensity you can manage, just getting that heart rate high. So we're going to start with about 30 seconds on the clock. First up, we've got our rows. Oh, sorry, I am holding my weights, by the way. If you don't have your weights, the movement itself is totally fine. Let's go. We've got the first 30 seconds on. So tilting from the hip, pulling our elbows high, high, high. Find a pace that's going to work for you. You want to be able to get through these 30 seconds. And then we've got a nice little rest at the end. So pull your elbows high and narrow. Squeeze your upper back. Squeeze your upper back. That's it. Staying in this slightly tilted position. Switch on your glutes to hold you steady. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And take a rest. Whew. All right. That's 30 seconds in the bag and 30 seconds of rest. Take a sip of your cold water as and when you need. Our next exercise is going to be those high knees. So if you want a chair next to you for stability, no, that's absolutely fine. If you even want to be in the chair and lifting those knees high, that's completely fine too. We've got 30 seconds on, guys, so let's go with those high knees. So whatever you can manage, whether that's just big high knees, whether you can even get a little bit of a jog going, we're just going for an intense 30 seconds of cardio here. Excellent, keep it up, we've got 10 to go. Try and get the arms pumping too, that's going to bring the heart rate up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds rest. Whew. Okay, so hopefully that's brought the puff on a little bit. We're going to be getting back into that more weights-based exercise for the next round with those rows. If anybody does have a question, then just, I don't know, maybe you write a message or pop your hand up, but hopefully you can all see and understand what I'm doing. All right, we're going to get back into our rows team. So let's go. Tilting at the hip, elbows high and narrow. Let's go. High elbows. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. This is an upper back exercise. I think sometimes when we know what we're supposed to be targeting, it can make it a little bit easier to envisage, hey? That's it, keeping moving, 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a rest, take a drink, and then we're going to get back up to it in another 30 seconds. High knees are next. Whew. I know, already feeling a little bit puffed. Luminata told me she's not joining in today because it might be a bit too hard. So you can report back and let her know. All right, 30 seconds of high knees, guys. Let's get into it. Are you joining in, Limonata? I can't see. You could tell me that you were and I wouldn't know. All I can see is your name. That's it. High knees. If you can, even a little bit of a jog in there. You can mix it up. If you want to do 5 seconds of jogging and then get back to the march, that's fine. 5 seconds, guys. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Good stuff. Whew. All right, that's 2 rounds down, 1 to go. Back to the top. We should be pretty comfortable with those exercises by now, hopefully. Take your time, catch your breath, drink your water, and enjoy 15 seconds of rest. Ooh, 10 more seconds. So we're going in 3, 2, 1. I just saw a question come through, so we'll go with those rows. We're tilting at the hips, pulling our elbows high. Let's have a look at the question. I'm doing it and love it. Oh, excellent. It's Luminata confirming that she is 100% on board with you guys. So that's perfect. Keep on going. Lovely. Nice high elbows. Keep the elbows narrow as well. We're not splaying. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nice job. Hello, Catherine. I didn't realize that lower body was you. Nice to see your legs today. Hello. All right, enjoy your rest. Last set of the high knees. You're picking the intensity, remember? 10 seconds. Oh, it's good. The rest periods are still feeling decent at the moment. Always a bonus. 5 seconds, guys. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So yeah, if you can, a little bit of a jog in there, totally fine if the pumping the knees is what works for you. You can do this in the chair, like I said before. I do a whole seated exercise class for another group, and we managed to get lots of heart rate up in the chair. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, excellent work. That's our first pair of exercises nailed. Don't worry, there's plenty more where that came from. Just keeping an eye on the time because we're finishing at 1:45 and I do have to run. Okay, so you guys just enjoy a quick breather while I tell you what we're going to be doing next. So next up, we are going to be boxing. We did a little bit of boxing on Wednesday. It was just forward punching. This time we're aiming to alternate between a high punch and a low punch. So we'll start doing 30 seconds where we punch up towards the ceiling. Then we're going to do 30, then we have our 30 seconds rest. The next 30 will be punching down towards the floor. All right, so we're going to alternate those out. So in total, we're going to have 6 rounds of work. I will give you just a tiny little bit more rest, and then we will get into the next round. All right, hopefully feeling good. Let's get into our high punches first in 3, 2, 1, punching towards the ceiling. Now, if you've got iffy shoulders and this is too much for you, then that's totally fine. Just keep it on the level. But just to change it up a little bit from what we did on Monday and Wednesday, we're going to go high. So remember, this is your cardio and it is supposed to be making you puff. Soft knees, pull in the tummy and keep moving. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Whew. Excellent. Okay, next up, we're punching downwards. So I guess maybe imagining that you're kind of punching into a pillow or something like that, something that's just here, just in front of you. Plenty of rest time. Enjoy it. 10 more seconds. All right, let's go in 3, 2, 1. So same again, that slight tip from the hip that we had when we were doing our rows. The glutes are switched on. We're feeling strong through those bottom muscles. It shouldn't hurt your back. Nice. 15, halfway. Try and find a rhythm and just go with it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Oh, goodness me. I didn't realize punching nothing could be such hard work. All right, 2 in the bag, 4 more to go, 2 up, 2 down. Make sure you're keeping that, that cold water in your guys. 10 seconds. Be good to have music maybe for the gaps, but I'm never quite sure how loud it comes through because I've got a headset on. All right, 3, 2, 1, upward punches, let's go. Remember, just forward punches are no problem at all if your shoulders aren't up to this one. That's it, keep moving. We're already over halfway, 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a breather. Awesome. Whew. I'm in a lovely windowless room here. So I'm actually, there is an aircon, but I'm not sure where the remote control is. It's fine. Sweating's good for me, I'm sure. 15 seconds. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, we're punching down. So soften those knees, get strong through the quads and the glutes. And we're punching just down in front. Hello. Yeah, come on, punch it down. I'm trying to remember names. Harrison, maybe? Harrison? All right, come on down. Push, punch, punch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Yeah, that's it. Get your mitts on. All right, lots of rest. But the babies don't have to rest. They can keep going as long as they want. Tire them out. Hello. Is your name Harrison? All right, 7 seconds to go. 5, 4, last set of high ones. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Up, up, up. Nice big movement. Aiming for that ceiling. Just keep that little bit of tension between the shoulder blades though. Shoulders shouldn't be feeling compromised here. Ten seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. One more round of boxing, and then those shoulders can have a little bit of a break. We'll move back to the legs. Just roll the shoulders out, make sure that they're not too tired, too sore. All right, 15 seconds of your break, guys. All right, we're going 5, low punches. Let's get that strong position with the legs and go. Pull that tummy in towards the spine, punching down. Awesome, halfway, keep moving. Find that rhythm. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and take a rest. Nice job. Okay, so we're just going to have a slightly longer rest in between sets now. Have a drink by all means, and I'll quickly show you what we're going to be doing for our last pair of these quite high intensity exercises. So we're going back to legs, and what we're going to be doing first is lunging or, lunging. So we're going to be I like to step backwards for a lunge, keeping a little bit of space between my feet, both knees bend, and then we come back up, and then we can swap legs. Bend both knees, come back up. So chest stays lifted, chest stays pointing forward. It is a down and up movement. Keep the weight in the front heel, but we're on the back toe. If that is Way too difficult, then just some normal squats are a great little alternative, because we're keeping the weight through both legs then. The second exercise to sort of get our heart rate up a bit is going to be kicking our bum nice and quickly. We did it in the warm up, but we're going to be doing it with a little bit more intensity. So we're going in 15 seconds, and we're going to start with either our lunges or our squats. So remember, the key here, if we are lunging, keep a bit of space between your feet. If you end up on a tight rope, you're going to be more wobbly. 3, 2, 1. So I'll show you from the side as well. Stepping back, bending knees, coming up. Stepping back, bending knees, coming up. Keep the chest tall. We're going straight down, straight up, together. Straight down, straight up, together. If it's too much, squats. So feet outside of hips, dropping the bottom low and then coming up. But if you can, step down and then up, step back, down and up. 3, 2, 1, rest. Any questions on that one? If you do, just type a note. Hopefully the explanation worked well, and if it is too much, the squats are a perfect replacement. 15 seconds of your rest. We're kicking our bottoms, working our hamstrings, and hopefully getting a little bit puffed too. So we're going in 5 seconds, guys. If you need to hold on to a chair, no worries. Otherwise, we're going 3, 2, 1, kicking bottoms. I'll show you from the front too, kicking our bums. So knees don't lift. The heel just comes up towards the bottom. We're trying to work that muscle in the back of the legs. 15 seconds. Just showing you a couple of angles. You guys don't have to move. That's it. Keep moving. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Oh, okay. So legs are probably going to be feeling a little bit tired after that, so enjoy your rest. If you do need to sit down between sets, that's totally fine. We'll have 15 seconds, and then we'll go back to lunges or squats for another 30 seconds. All right, so 3, 2, 1. So we're lunging, stepping back, bending knees, coming up, stepping back, bending knees, coming up, or hold onto the chair. Another option, or squats if it's just too much. Again, find a rhythm that works for you. Focus on the movement, down and up, down and up. Lovely, 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Give those legs a shake out. Keep on top of your water. 15 rest. So we're halfway through these. We've done 3 of our 6. Next up is the bottom kicks. Trying to get the heart rate up a little bit. So 3, 2, 1. Here we go. That's it, good. Find that pattern that works for you. Holding on if you need to, 15 seconds. If you need to take a little bit longer to rest, this one is a bit of a burner. Then you guys can manage that for yourself. But if you're keeping moving, we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Oh, goodness me. Okay, so this little set is working all of our main leg muscles. We've just got 1 more round to go. So that's 1 set of lunges or squats, and then 1 set of our bum kicks. After that, we're just going to focus on a couple of smaller movements, and then a little bit of balance and a stretch. All right, 5 seconds, guys, and then we're into our lunges or squats. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so if we're lunging, stepping back, coming down, coming back together. Step back, bend both knees together. If you need to hold on, totally get it. It's a tough one on the balance. If this just is not going to happen for you, just drop into your normal double leg squats. So as if there's a chair behind you, and then coming back up. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, rest. Okay, our last 30-second rest for our last 30-second of quite high intensity. And then we're gonna bring it down to work on a couple of smaller muscle groups. So last exercise is gonna be those bottom kicks, feeling it in the back of the legs, hopefully, and in the heart rate. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Up towards the bottom, kick it up, kick it up. Probably the last time you'll feel completely puffed in this class, so that feels good. That's it, keep going. Not the end of the work though, not completely. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Whew. Nice work, guys. Okay, so have a seat because we're just going to do a couple of exercises that focus a little bit more on some smaller muscle groups. We will pop them into those 30-second bursts again, just for consistency, why not? So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be keeping our heels on the floor, our legs at right angles roughly, and we're going to be lifting our toes as high as they'll go while keeping everything else still. So when you're ready, we're going to do 30 seconds here. You're going to feel this in the front of your shins. So we're lifting toes, putting them down, lifting toes, putting them down. You can either do this together, or if you prefer, you can do a 1, 2, 1, 2, but just keep on a rhythm and work those muscles in the front of the leg. Five seconds, guys. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, next up, we're going to be raising our heels and going onto our toes. Now, preferably we'll do this in standing, but if this is something that you can't do standing up, then again, you can do it in your chair. 15 seconds. So if you are able to, stand behind your chair just for stability. 10 seconds rest, and then we're going to go into those heel raisers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up onto toes and down, up and down. So trying to do this with a little bit of control, trying not to plop back down onto heels. So 1 second up, 1 second down, squeezing those calves up and down. Alternative is to stay in that seated position as we were and just lift your heels. 10 seconds, feel that burn. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Awesome. Okay, you know how this goes now. We're going to do the front of the legs again. We'll just have a second to recover, let those muscles refresh just a little bit, and then we'll pop back into it. 15 seconds. So again, choose if you want to do them both at the same time, or if it works better for you to do them in a rhythmic up, down, up, down. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we're going to lift the toes and down, lift and down, feeling a good squeeze in the front of the shin. Alternative is tapping up, 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 up. That's it, 15 seconds. Starting to feel it, nearly there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Whew. So if you want to stretch these out, little ankle circles, or just tucking your toe underneath the chair and just pulling down on it like that. Okay, let's get another set of these heel raises in. Three, 2, 1, up we go. Up and down. So if you're feeling steady enough today, we can do this without holding on. It's good to just have the chair in front just in case, but it's a great little balance test, up and down. That's it, keep on moving. I know it hurts, but you get a nice long rest at the end. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay. We're going to do that one more time. And then a very quick balance exercise before a stretch. And then I have to love you and leave you at 1:45. All right, so sitting back down, we'll get into our toe lifts. I'm not sure you can see my toes, it's a very small room, but you guys know what you're doing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lifting those toes. That's it, nice and high. So both together or one at a time, it does the same job. Lovely, 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ow. All right, so stretch those out by just under your chair, just tucking your toe under. And then standing for the last set of heel raises. All right, 5 seconds. Let's go. Coming up onto toes and steadily down, up and down. Fifteen seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Excellent. All right, give those ankles a little bit of a circle. We'll be stretching out our calves in just a second. I just want to take you through a very quick balance exercise, just clearing a little bit of space. Okay, so if you would like to do this with a chair by your side, then that's totally fine. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be imagining that we are in the center of a clock face. So we're going to be stepping with our foot that relates to that side of the clock, and also pointing with that arm as well. And we're going to just pop around the whole clock, stepping, coming back to the center after each movement. So we're going to start off, I'm just checking that you can see me, okay? It's a bit hard to know which bits of me would be preferable to see for these exercises. Okay, so we're going to start off with 12 o'clock. So we step forward and reach forward, and then we come back. And then we reach to 1 o'clock, and then we come back. 2 o'clock, and back. So if you need something to hold on to, that's totally fine. I can't go very far, but that's 3 o'clock. Now we're going to start turning slightly behind us as we go to 4 o'clock. I'll just move in a bit. 5 o'clock, and back to the center. So we're slightly turning to reach 6 o'clock. Then we're going to go over the opposite shoulder towards 7 o'clock, coming back in each time. There's 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, nearly there, 10 o'clock, and 11. And we'll go back to 12 on this leg as well, and back to the center. So that's a little one that you guys can practice at home. But we're just going to get into some quick stretches so that we can take a cool down. Let's start off in our chair. So as long as you haven't had a hip replacement and if you're able to get into this position, cross your ankle over your knee and just let the top knee fall away so that you feel a stretch in this hip. If you can't manage that, you can cross your ankle further down the leg, and again, just let it fall away. So if you need a little bit more in this stretch, just tipping forward at the hip helps to open it up just a little bit further. We'll just hold this for a couple of counts before we change sides. That's it. So change legs. Again, do not do this if you've had a hip replacement, but otherwise you should be fine. Little tip forward, brings the stretch on a little bit more. So now we're going to stretch hamstrings. You can stay in the chair for this one as well. 1 foot in front of you, toes up towards you, straighten the knee and gently reach towards your toes. Feel that in the back of the leg. And then slowly coming up, change the leg over. Okay, now we're going to stand for these next couple of stretches. So using your chair for stability, if you can take 1 foot and bring it up towards your bottom, keeping your knees close together and standing up tall, we're going to stretch through the front of this thigh, this quad. If you can't get into that position, 2 things, you can try in bed. So have a lie on your side and try and get into the same position where you don't have to fight with gravity quite so much. Or I'll show you a little option. If you're doing this stretch okay though, you can stay in it. So stepping back as if you're going into a calf stretch, but keeping that back heel off the floor, and then just really scooping your bottom underneath helps to stretch out just through the front there. Okay, so if you're able to do this one, we'll change sides. So just lifting your heel up towards your bottom, staying nice and tall, hold on to something by all means. And again, if you can't get into this position, as if we're in a calf stretch, pop that leg back, heel stays up off the floor and just scoop your bottom under while you stand tall. You can even add that same arm with the leg that's back into the sky. And then we're going to quickly stretch out calves. So stepping back, heel on the floor now though, and gently leaning into that front bent leg. We should feel this in the lower leg at the back, especially after those heel raises, hey? And change it over. Drive that heel to the floor. And then just very quickly stretching through the upper body. So open your arms wide and drive your hands back as far as they'll go to try and open your chest. Just a nice couple of deep breaths here. As you exhale, just try and take your hands a little bit further back. Push those shoulder blades together at the back. And then we'll turn it around. So we'll push our palms away, open up the space between our shoulder blades, tuck our bottoms under and tuck our chin to chest. Just trying to make the area of the back feel as big as possible. And then standing up nice and tall, rolling those shoulders back and down so that you're lovely and straight and strong. That is us for another session, guys. Thank you very much for joining me. I do have to run, so I will leave the meeting, but if there's any feedback or questions, please let me know. And we'll be discussing if and when we're going to be doing these over the next few weeks while we're in level 2. So I'll say goodbye and you can chat with Luminata, and I'll see you all next week. See you later.
Thank you so much, Laura. Thank you.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
See you. Bye-bye.